everybody, it's JoieWilder here with my very first ever speed build. I never thought I'd be doing a video of any kind, but wow, look at me, here we go. Okay, we started with an 8x8 square because I was kind of inspired by the Apocalypse Challenge. One reason we're setting it in Oasis Springs. I just love the look of the desert. It's so good for the Apocalypse challenges and especially for modern builds. They just look so good there. I wouldn't call this a micro build because to me personally, I feel like micros need about 6 squares or fewer. And this one does end up being 2 stories. I planned on having a basement. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out the, the stairs, and that took me a little while. And eventually it was all for naught because I ended up deleting the basement entirely. But I initially planned for this to be a little bit bigger, at least horizontally, not horizontally, vertically. I do know my directions, I swear. But I planned for this to be a relatively sizable home, but when I got around to it, I just didn't like the basement look. And you can see me playing with the wall heights, and then I remembered that I was actually trying to stick to keeping all livable spaces in an 8x8. So I created a porch that was also within the 8x8. Of course, eventually I completely got rid of that idea, but I was trying. At the beginning, I was trying to make this some kind of, like, I don't know, like an apocalypse house that's cleared all the restrictions except for the one that lets you build outside of your 8x8 square or something, I guess. I guess that's where what my thought process was. But I don't know. Whatever inspires you, right? Whatever does it for you. Yeah, y'all have to excuse me if my narration is a little off. I've never done a narration before, and I'm trying to think of things to say. Because I don't really want to leave it dead air, and now that I've started talking, I want to keep talking. Alright, I'm one of those people that I have to do the inside of a build before I can pay any attention to the exterior, really. Also, it helps that I don't really like landscaping very much. I don't think I'm very good at it most of the time. And I have to work really, really hard to be any good at landscaping. So here we're working on the kitchen, and I've really kind of decided on a plan. The kitchen doesn't change very much. I think I change up the stove and the fridge, but that's about it. And we're gonna go with a tiny bathroom on the first floor. A 2x2 bathroom is perfectly usable. You just have to use Moo and the Alt key and you'll get everything in there just fine. I did not stick with that sink, don't worry. Although I liked the industrial look of that sink, it was just too big and bulky for a little 2x2 bathroom. And here I'm confusing myself with how the layout needs to be because it bugs me when the wall part of the shower, I just did quotation marks but you can't see that, when the wall part of the shower is not actually against the wall. So I had to reorganize the bathroom to make it all work. And I want to say now that I have completely play-tested the bathroom, even though you don't see it in this video. I play-tested the entire house, and everything does work in its final iteration on the gallery. Okay, next, looks like we're going into the living room, and it's here in the living room that I really started to think about really going with an industrial-ish look. I don't think I go all out with it, but I definitely put in some themes of the industrial stuff because I've never really played with all that neat stuff that comes with Get to Work, like the pipes and all that, the reinforcements and all that stuff. I really love doing micro builds because it's so hard to put everything in. And I know I wanted the first floor to be as open as I could make it, to make it look like there's a lot more space, and I'm pretty pleased with what I came up with. But I also wanted to make sure there were skilling objects. Even though I personally am not a chess player, Sims, they gotta have chess. And the hardest thing for me is making stuff match, but not making it too matchy. I might have gone a little overboard with the orange, but I actually really like it. Well, personally, I'm not actually in love with the color orange, but it looks good in this build. If I used only colors that I liked, all my builds would be purple, blue, and green, pretty much. And here I'm trying to figure out windows that work and how I like the windows. I love doing kitchens with windows along the counter because that way you get to look out and enjoy the view while you're cooking or doing dishes or whatever. I really wanted to make that steampunk trunk thing work. Like, even after I moved it away from the TV so that we could have a fireplace, I really wanted to make that thing work. Spoiler alert, I did not. I ended up deleting that thing, which is a shame because I really like it. I like the aesthetic that it gives, but it just was too big for the small space we had. Normally I don't do pictures this way, but I've been watching so much Simproved, and her builds are just gorgeous. So I've realized I really need to clutter up with the paintings more. For those of you who are kind of familiar with me, which you might be if you've been on the Sims forums, you know that I am a CC addict. All my builds are full of CC unless I yank out my mods folder. Oh yes, here you saw that I finally got rid of the trunk. I was so trying to keep it, but it just didn't work. But it's an experience trying to clutter up a home without having CC in my game. It's a challenge because I'd say not most of my CC, that's a lie, but a good chunk of the custom content that I have is relating to decor. I've probably got more decorative clutter in one way or another than I have anything else. Decorative CC, I mean, not decorative clutter. That's kind of redundant there. I got this idea with the balcony with the half wall. I'm not sure where I got it from, some build video I watched. I wanted the look of a cutout wall, which is why I did a half wall roofing too, which you're gonna see in a bit. And I really like the way that the balcony ends up looking. So now we're doing the second floor, and some of that's gonna change when I eventually give up on the basement, but we'll get there. Now we're doing obviously a very cubic build, and I was kind of trying to embrace that a little bit with the look of the balcony and everything. I normally kind of tend to stay away from just squares. I like to change things up, but in this case, I embraced the cubicness of it. And the master bedroom actually gets a normal-sized bathroom, well, at least normal for the Sims. Honestly, though, that's a little bit bigger than my real-life bathroom currently. My real-life bathroom is pretty cramped. That's what comes with living in an efficiency apartment. And so they've got these big windows, too, in this bathroom, so I really wanted to put up some kind of curtain or blind or whatever, even though they're Sims, and Sims don't give one single hoot about windows. They will walk around naked all day in front of big windows and not care. So we moved on to the master bedroom, and I really wanted to get that easel in by the windows so that you can both enjoy the light up from the windows and look out them for inspiration, and I really like that little nook there. And I'm using mirrors as both functional and decoration, which is why I put them up like that. Of course, next to the bed, you've got to have your tissues and your lotion. Duh. And now I'm just trying to clutter it up, and I'm missing my CC clutter, of course. I can still hear myself. Oh, where is this Peacemaker stuff? That would be so perfect. But alas, I'm doing a no CC build so that all you lovely people can enjoy this build too. Because I'll be honest, I'll probably never actually play it. I do a lot more building of houses than I do actually playing them. And so I really hope that you guys will enjoy it and use it in your games. And if you do, feel free to send me some pictures because I love to see my builds in use. And now here is about where I was trying to figure out what the heck I was gonna do with that wall in the bedroom. And that's when I finally decided on, oh, I can use some of that industrial stuff, the reinforcements. That I just thought that looked so cool like that. And that's when I started adding more of the industrial look down in the rest of the house, because I think that looks awesome. It gives it, I don't want to say industrial again, so I won't, but it gives it that vibe. And oh yeah, we're tweaking things in the living room still. Everything just right. Obviously the living room needs some curtains too. We want our Sims to have an illusion of privacy, as if they need it. Sims don't care. They're Sims. And here we are adding some more decorative stuff, just to give it a, I don't know, I wouldn't say lived-in look, because it doesn't really look lived in because of the industrial stuff, but it gives it some flavor, I guess. I really love that career unlockable rug. I should really use it more often. But I have so many rugs now. I guess that's one thing about having so much CC in my game normally, is that a lot of the Maxis stuff gets neglected because all my CC is so good. But it really is a great rug. I should remember to use it some more. I do think I use it in, I use it in Blake's room in the Thoreau Legacy. I sized it up and it covers his whole floor, so it looks like it's actual carpet in his room. But yeah, I use it in there. And I wasn't sure what to do with that little 2x2 square in the hall, because we didn't really need a third bathroom. And so I decided to just give them a closet. They get a hall closet. And now I geared the second bedroom for like a teenage boy, but obviously you can put anybody in there that you want. And I really wanted to have the desk going next to the bed like that. I really wanted it to be on that diagonal and everything, but it just didn't look right. But we've got a built-in desk, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the room, because you know they've got the door there onto the balcony and the bedroom door, so it's an awkward space, and I'm trying to figure out a dresser for him or something. Well, for the room, but no kind of dresser's working. You see me again trying to make that chest work, and it just was not working. And so then I wanted to work in a TV, but I hate how far out of the wall those TVs stick. I miss the flatness of the TS3 TV. Fun fact, in my mods folder, I have a conversion of that wall view TV, or whatever it's called. Oh yes, more curtains for the teen bedroom. And now we're adding some lights. I always like to add the lights kind of last when I'm mostly done decorating the room, because the good lighting really helps me see the real colors and everything of the decor and everything. And I'm just trying to make it look kind of cluttered and like someone would actually live there. There's not much I could really do with the landing, because it's a tiny space and there are a lot of doors. Like, I thought about making that little 2x2 some kind of like nook for like hanging out or something, but I decided to have the hall closet, because most homes do have a hall closet of some kind. And oh look, we've got another curtain, more drapes, all the drapes. And here I did finally use those curtains from the movie pack. I really love those drapes. I've got multiple recolors of them, and I use them constantly. If you've ever seen Citizen Erased, Legacy House, and Ashes to Ashes, almost every room has those movie hangout curtains, because I'm the one who decorated that room. And I love those curtains, so they get spammed a lot. And now we're adding some more touches, and now we're gonna try to make the basement. I give it a go. I really try to make me a basement down here, but it doesn't really work for me. 'Cause all I could think to even add in the basement was another seating area, another bathroom, and more bedrooms. But when I got down to it, I didn't really see this house having 4 bedrooms or anything, and I didn't want to just put a bunch of random stuff down in the basement. It just, I don't know, I didn't like the feel of it. so even though I'd originally seen it having a basement, I didn't like it when I got down to it. Even though I went ahead and gave them a third bathroom. They would have been nice in a micro house like that. Dang it, I said micro. I told myself this was not really a micro house. And so down here, I tried to do a sitting room that was kind of like a library study area, but yeah, like it was coming out nicely, but you can see me like twisting the camera around, like fussing with it, and here's where I finally gave up, and it's bye-bye basement. And I created quite a lot of work for myself because I had to redo the stairs and I had to fix the kids' bedroom because now the stairs had to come out a different way because otherwise it was just a poor use of the floor plan. And so that shrank the poor teen's room even more. Oh, poor thing. I would hate having that tiny little bedroom. And so I was just fussing with the stairs because it was such a little space to work in. I'm sorry for how the camera's moving there. Oh, and here I wanted to remove that little stair, and I had to fuss with getting the walls right. I hate how you can't delete a single floor tile. You have to delete all of the floor. So I had to go back and replace the wall, and add another window, and blah, blah, blah. A whole lot of mess. And I had to throw up some art there because, we moved the room now. And this was, where I was like, well, I'm not sticking to the apocalypse rules anymore, so we can have stuff outside of an 8x8. So now the kids' room is a little awkwardly shaped, but at least they have some space there. And I learned that trick, I say pointing at the video as if you can see me. I learned that trick from the Sim Supply when they did he did his 3x3 home build and put the TV in the wall like that. Like, I really like that. That was very smart. I had so much trouble getting that second cabinet to go on the wall. It did not want to go. Oh yeah, that's where I finally got rid of the industrial thing right there. The word's escaping me because it was just cluttering the room too much, making it too big. So it got moved. I wish there had been some smaller pipes and stuff that I could use. So he ended up getting a random neon sign. I say he, gendering this room, but anybody can be in it, a boy or a girl, I don't care. I'd have that room. I think it looks cool. And so we're about done with the interior now, actually. And now we're moving on to doing the ceiling, which is where we're gonna put the lowest half wall to do the roof. One day they will give us flat roofs, I hope, real flat roofs. But until then, we'll all make do. And I had trouble picking exactly the look I wanted for the outside as far as the paint job. I need water. Let me get some water. It's no Dr. Pepper, but it's pretty good. And this is the look we're gonna pretty much go with now, with the black and the brick cube right there. I don't know, the brick balcony or something. I personally really like the way that the balcony looks. I have to remember to do that again on another build because I really like it. Okay, now we're getting into just, nitpicking the windows, and we're adding all that good stuff. And now we're moving the house, and we're gonna try doing something with the outside now, which is, as you know, because I just told you my least favorite part of any build is figuring out the outside. I don't think I'm very good at it. This idea I've seen in so many builds, especially lately. I don't know why I've noticed them so much lately, but usually when I'm building, I don't think of cool stuff like this. So I'm honestly proud of myself. I'll toot my own horn. I'm proud of myself that I actually remembered to do that, because I really love the modern look that it has. Oh yeah, that little soap bottle didn't move with the rest of the house when I moved the house. I wish that there were more exterior, more stonework for the floor and outside. Oh dear, here's a lost cause. In one of, I think, Simprove's builds, she did a roof that had all those white coffee tables on it, and I wanted to do that but in a black. And so I do it. I fill up this whole dang roof with these coffee tables with the black top on them, and I spent so much time on this, and it looks awful, and I have to go through and delete it all. But it's good news for you guys because it saves you a lot of money. This would have been an exponentially expensive house. Yep, there we go. But this would have been a very expensive house if I hadn't deleted those coffee tables. And here I am trying to hide those industrial beams on the ceiling, and that did not work. Sorry if you see the video pausing. That is where I'm probably checking my chat. I have a permanent Facebook chat going on with Citizen Erased 14 and Ray Ray. So I was probably messaging them real quick because by this point I think I'd been randomly gone for about 2 hours. Before shortening this video, it was over 3 hours long. So I'm sorry that this is kind of a long speed build, but just look how long it would have been if I hadn't shortened it. Nobody would have sat around for that. I sure wouldn't have. But I have to stop saying that. It's like on How I Met Your Mother, don't take shots when I say please don't. I really like the effect that I got with that jutting trim around the half wall along those sides. Okay, it took an exponentially long time to save for some reason. It's usually really quick when I save without CC, but that took forever this time. And now we're gonna put these shutters, the shelves on the windows. I really like the look that gives. I've seen that in so many builds, and I just think that's so clever. And so I definitely wanted to do that on this build. That's one reason I was putting on no drapes at first, because I knew going in that I was going to put these shelves on the windows, like shutters that Sims could actually pull down. But then I was like, alright, we better go on and put drapes on the windows. So outside we really go with a red and black kind of theme, even though inside there's no red anywhere. But on the outside we went with red and black primarily. And I really like the look it gives the house. We're actually shockingly getting pretty close to the end, guys. Now it's just the landscaping and doing something with the exterior of the house. I didn't go too crazy with the outside. Oh look, I'm messaging people again. I hope Amanda and Ray were happy. Oops, I mean Citizen Erased, not Amanda. I really wanted to use those bamboo trees, but I just didn't like the look. Somehow they were too green, so they just didn't work for me on this build. I don't know if that makes sense that they were too green, but that's how they felt to me. So instead I went with those palms, and I think they actually have one very near me out by the pool. So, you know, real life sneaking into The Sims again. I always like doing kind of differently shaped pools. I don't know why, but the plain oblong square ones can be kind of boring. So I like doing the fun looking ones. Well, fun. I say with quotation marks again, as if you can see that. But, dang it. I totally lost my train of thought. I apologize for that. Oh, I hope that they give us circle pools soon. I really want me a round pool somewhere. That would be really cool. So, of course, I had to put in the diving platform. Duh. I really wish we could have real, diving boards, but until then, the jumping platform's pretty good. And again, we've got more red out here in the back. And wow, we are really close to being done, by the way. If any of you out there are like, oh my gosh, when's this video gonna be over? We are really close to being done. I put those garden planters out so you can have some plants, and I've got that wind chime out there, which honestly I have yet to actually hear in game. I have never actually played with wind chimes or the bird feeder, even though I have all the packs and everything. There's so much I haven't done because I'm one of those people that I get into a routine and I do the same thing over and over and over again. That's probably one reason I tell stories with The Sims instead of really playing that much. And now we're getting into just the little nitpicky stuff. Oh yes, the awning. I wanted The Sims to have shade, and I kind of messed myself up here. I thought I was gonna do things quickly by making all the little lines like this. I thought I was gonna be so smart, and then I realized that I couldn't actually fix them as I went. So I had to delete and redo, and then I got myself confused because I couldn't see where everything needed to be. And so I just deleted it all and I started again. Which was good because otherwise it would have taken me forever and ever and ever. This looks so fast here on the speed build, but I assure you it took me forever and a year to get that done. And the camera kept jumping around on me and making me delete the floor. I was so annoyed at this stupid camera for jumping around and making me delete my whole patio. I was so irritated. Oh my gosh, did I go and forget to delete the last row? Well, color me embarrassed. I think I forgot to delete the last row on the awning. I am so sorry, guys. Oops. I can't believe I didn't notice that. That's gonna bug me forever. Okay, and now I remembered to put in a trash can. I'm so proud of myself. I am always forgetting trash cans on the inside. But your Sims will have a trash can. You can thank me for that later. Or don't, I don't really care. And I was trying to figure out something to do with this little outside spot, so they got that little plant, and I did not like the wall plant. That was ugly to me. So then they got a light. That was it. And now I think we're just about ready to move on to the screenshots. I did include screenshots for you all so that you can get a nice look at everything. And I think we're there. Here I am just doing a double check. And yes, here we are. I hope you enjoyed this build. It was a lot of fun for me, and it's been a lot of fun creating this video so that you guys could watch the build. So enjoy the rest of the screenshots, and I hope that you will tune in to my other things. I would love it if you would check out my stories. My main story is called The Thoreau Legacy, and it's not your typical legacy, so don't let that scare you off. We are in Gen 2 right now, and we've been in Gen 2 for about a year now, but I promise we are almost at the end of Gen 2, and I have got a lot of plans for Gen 3. And I've also got a story taken by storm based on the Apocalypse Challenge. I have an ISBI called Crazy Town and a neighborhood location called The More the Wilder. So please come and check that out. And I missed getting the other shot of the bedroom. Sorry. Until next time, this is JoieWilder. Have a great time of day.